We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.
It's your boy D Greatest from South Central. Tune in on Sunday for Sunday Night Love Jones, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and on Mondays for Monday Night Love Jones, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for good music, good conversation, and good vibes. It's all about the love. Yeah, man.
Elgin Gay Baylor, the greatest Laker that almost no one talks about. He was a 6'5" small forward who played in the 60s and early 70s. His game possessed a combination of grace and power. He was a fantastic all-around player, but for several reasons, his legacy has been overlooked, and he doesn't get talked about among the greats nearly as much as he should be. By the end of this video, you may see that this guy was way better than you initially thought. So let's take it back to the beginning of his career and get into it. Baylor was drafted in 1958 with the first overall pick by the Minneapolis Lakers. He was an older rookie by NBA standards, but as a 24-year-old rookie, he put his skills on display, averaging 24.9 points, 15 rebounds, and 4.1 assists on 41% shooting. It was good enough to win the Rookie of the Year award. These numbers are extremely impressive, and I understand that stats are somewhat inflated in the early NBA as they are today, and that might have something to do with Baylor's high rebound numbers, but it's definitely not the whole story. Baylor knew how to use his body and athleticism to dominate the boards, despite the fact that he was just a 6'5" small forward. He ranked 3rd overall in rebounds in his rookie season, and every other player in the top 7 in rebounding that year was at the center position and significantly taller than Baylor. Elgin said that upon entering the NBA that his goal was to average 20 rebounds a game over the course of a season. In his 3rd season in the league, he averaged 19.8 rebounds, and the following year he averaged 18.6. For his career, he averaged 13.5 rebounds as a 6'5" small forward. When it came to getting rebounds, he was essentially Dennis Rodman before Dennis Rodman, except Rodman wasn't a 30 points a night kind of guy like Baylor was. Elgin was one of the greatest scorers the NBA has ever seen. He was a strong player who was fantastic with his back to the basket, and he was tremendous at finishing in the paint. Baylor was also known for his hang time and would often wait out his opponent in the air before he released his shot. Many who witnessed Baylor play, and even the greats who played with him, have described him as Dr. J before Dr. J, Jordan before Jordan, and Kobe before Kobe. The stats back it up too. As I mentioned earlier, in his first year he averaged 24.9 points, and then he averaged 29.6 in his second year and 34.8 in his third year. By his 4th year in the league, he had become the most dominant wing in the NBA, averaging video game numbers of 38.3 points, 18.6 rebounds, and 4.6 assists on 43% shooting. Through his career, 18 times he scored 50 or more points. That's the 5th most in NBA history. That's more than Iverson, Durant, LeBron, Gervin, and many other scorers of the NBA's rich past. Among those 50-point games was a contest in 1960 against the New York Knicks, where he torched them for 71 points and 25 rebounds on 58% shooting. At the time, this was the highest scoring performance in NBA history. In fact, for a while, he held the record for most points in a game, in a playoff game, and in a single half. I remember when Kobe was tearing it up in the mid-2000s, and every time he set some kind of scoring record, they would always say, no one has done this since Elgin Baylor did it. Not Wilt, not Kareem, not Shaq, Elgin Baylor. He has the 3rd highest career points per game average of all time. Only Wilt and Jordan are ahead of him on that list. When analysts talk about the greatest scorers of all time, they usually talk about James Harden, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James. Yet Elgin averaged more points for his career than all of those guys. Beyond that, he was also an 11-time All-Star and made 10 All-NBA teams. He was a great defensive player as well. Unfortunately, I can't prove it to you with numbers because steals and blocks were not accounted for during his playing days. They didn't even have all-defense teams, but he almost certainly would have made appearances if they did. He clearly sounds like one of the greatest ever, so that leads us to ask, why exactly is he so overlooked if he's truly that good? Well, there's a couple reasons for this. For one, he's a Los Angeles Laker, and the Lakers have the richest history of talent the NBA has seen. Not only that, but Laker lore is defined and remembered by one thing: championships, which is something that Baylor never got. Baylor was 0-8 in the finals. Now, although they did have some hard-fought 7-game series, it's not completely his fault that he never won a ring. For example, this was the era of the stacked Celtics dynasty, and because there was no free agency at this time, the Celtics were allowed to stay stacked during that entire era. Eventually, the Lakers acquired Wilt Chamberlain, and with Wilt, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor, the Lakers finally had the super team necessary to dethrone the Celtics. But this was towards the end of his career. In his final year, Baylor was 37 years old, and knee issues only allowed him to play 9 games before the injury essentially forced him into retirement. He missed out on 2 incredible accomplishments because of this. The first was the Lakers' 33-game winning streak, which is still an NBA record to this day. The second was the Lakers won the championship that season. Although he technically wasn't an active player during the championship, the Lakers organization still chose to give him an NBA championship ring. Missing out on those bits of history certainly affects his legacy and plays a part in why he's overlooked. The other reason why he's overlooked is because it's hard to get attention for averaging 38 points and 18 rebounds when Wilt Chamberlain is out there in Philadelphia averaging 50 points and 25 rebounds and scoring 100 points in a game. When people remember and talk about the 1962 NBA season, they don't talk about Baylor's impact, they talk about Wilt's dominance. Whether it's fair or not, the reality is Lakers lore and Wilt Chamberlain have both played a part in overshadowing Baylor's legacy. Regardless of all of this, the truth is Elgin Baylor is one of the greatest scorers ever. He's one of the greatest rebounders ever. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest player to never win a championship. And he's one of the greatest Lakers ever. And yet somehow he's still rarely talked about. This is why, in my honest opinion, Elgin Baylor is the most underrated player of NBA history. Let me know in the comments section if you agree. Is Baylor the most underrated player ever? Also let me know if you think Baylor could dominate in today's NBA, or if you think he was a product of his era. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more NBA content, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Yo, this is Big Illinois 73, host of the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time on the Built for This network. Check us out. Hosted by yours truly, with my panel, my fam. We got the sister Kim Webb, the brother Dre MC1, the brother Anuliel, and the brother HRapB. No topic is off limit. We laugh and joke. We get serious. Try to be informative. Check us out. Once again, that's the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Let's go.
Y'all ready for this? Give it up for a show.
Hello. This is HRapB,
the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. This is the End of the Bench Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending upon the time you are tuning in. This is a podcast on Built for This Network. The reason I say that every week is because there's no such thing as your rap. I missed your show. Miss me with that nonsense. Thank you. Full stop, period. Let's move on. You can catch us on later on if you're unable to listen to the show in its entirety. Come back to Spreaker.com, find Built for This Network, and enjoy everybody. Chief Rocker, DJ Knox, Big Illinois, me and D Great, and the rest of the Built for This Network, Lisa Duke, and the rest of the Built for This Network family. We are glad to be back in effect. Y'all know I salute my ancestors every week because I send up respects and blessings to them. They send down blessings and protections to me. That is, everybody connected to me, living and ancestrally, in the Whitmore, Pollard, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Chris, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, and of course, me, my mother, my father, my sisters, my brothers. We are the Williams clan. We are in the building. Luckily, I have Joe the Kappa, a.k.a. Joe from Houston, a.k.a. Joe McGee, a.k.a. that other dude on the show. And I got the employee of the month on air, close to being on time. He's still late, unemployment denied. Big Illinois, what's up, brothers?
Hey, man, I had to go.
Yeah. You're late.
Hey, man, you and man Knox told me to go vote, man. I had to go across the border, man. And then I had ran into a stop sign. And, all right, man.
You work from home, homie.
Right.
You're horrible. You're horrible is what you are. But welcome
man,
aboard.
I had to take my dog to vote, man.
Yeah. Whatever, my brother. And I want to salute everybody in the chat room. I usually don't do this, but I'm feeling gooder than a mother beep. I want to salute to the homie RC. Salute to the Susan from north of the border. Salute to the number one Chief Rocker, Jersey Burn. Salute to Allah, Abdel Nabi, Deacon Dale. Salute to Said G. Salute to Jonathan Davis. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are about to get it in. How y'all week going so far, man? Go Trump. Go home.
Man, my weekend's been good, man. Like, was it Game 7 of the World Series last Tuesday? Like, didn't we miss that? Don't want to say congratulations to the Dodgers if we haven't already. Just want to make sure you say that.
Yeah, that's later on in the show. I'm sure you saw the note that we sent out for what was going to be on the show later.
Congratulations to the Dodgers.
Unemployment denied.
Cole, I got 4 words for you. Unemployed monster.
What is the purpose of having a production meeting if you're going to go out topic, you heathen? What a lousy and boy. It's hard to find good help, boy. I swear to God, man. Horrible. This dude, man. He got the rundown of the show and said, hey, just in case we ain't said. Hey, bro, we went off at 7. That game ended at about 9:30. Horrible, man. You're horrible. You know what? I feel like James Brown working with you two guys. I'm finna start finding y'all with the hand sign. How about you, employee of the month?
Yeah. So far, so good, man. It was, had a terrible voting experience this morning, but I'll talk about that.
Hey, man, I want to hear that. man.
Man, it's a sports show, man.
Look at this. It's horrible. What?
No, man. I went out early because when I went to do the early voting, that line was too alone. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up real early like I normally do on election day and go vote. So I get there about 6:20, right? First off, the door that you usually go into is not there. It's around some part where they're doing construction at. So you have to walk around the school to find door 11, which didn't have door 11 on it. That's another story. Okay, I live in a primarily the Hispanic neighborhood. It's only about probably 2 or 3 black people live in this area that I've seen. They must be like hiding for the last 20 years. But so we get in there and they separate everybody by districts.
That's weird.
The line that we was in, they had 3 people working. 2 of the girls' computers wasn't working. The machine that you put the ballots in, that stopped working. And then there was one dude who had to register, but on his ID he didn't have. I'm not. Don't think that I'm being racist like this. I think his name was real common, like Juan Sanchez, but he was like the 3rd, but his ID didn't say that. So they had to spend like 30 minutes on this dude registering on the vote, man. Like, dude, why in the hell didn't you get this done before this, man?
Yeah, Juan Sanchez.
So we was waiting. It was just, and then what was crazy is the people that was in the line, me and the black sisters, the only 2 people of color, well, black people.
Of color. I ain't trying to hear that.
That was in the whole polling place, man, and we was in the lowest line. I was there. I didn't leave out of there till like 8:15. And the only thing, I'm not gonna lie, that stopped me from saying, you know what, man, screw this, I'm going home, was me telling my daughter when she turned 18 that she needs to start voting. Other than that, I probably would have came home and been like, okay, and I tried. But that's
man, I'm glad you didn't, man. I'm glad you didn't, man, because it's your civic duty, man. I've only voted 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th time voting for president. I voted for mayors and stuff like that. This is only my 4th time voting for president because I didn't like Bill Clinton. He was a creep. I knew he was a creep. I didn't like Bill Clinton from the time he played that damn saxophone on Arsenio Hall. And I'm not kidding at all. I was like pandering, huh? And I never voted for him, man. But anyway, man, I'm glad you voted, man. You did your civic duty. You gave it the old college try. And if nothing else, you could say you did what you're supposed to do, man. But moving forward, let's get to sports. And as Joe, even though he sent thumbs up on the report, skipping the MLB segment of this, we want to give a shout out to D-Great and Los Angeles Dodgers, seeing how Joe can't read. Big ups to the Los Angeles Dodgers on the series. You say what?
I can read. I thought it said the Dodgers. That's why I said congratulations to the Dodgers.
But did you not think we were going to talk about the Dodgers?
I didn't see anything about the Dodgers.
Yeah, you ain't see nothing about the Dodgers, huh? Okay.
No, congratulations, LA Dodgers. When you said that to him, you have nothing about the Dodgers on here, bro. So go ahead.
But do we have a Major League Baseball segment on here?
You said
do we have a Major League Baseball segment on here? This is why you got fired last time.
What you sent me.
This is why you got fired last time. You about to get fired again. You want to get fired again, Billy Martin? You want to get fired again, Billy Martin?
Hey, man, that's another thing, though, man. Elgin Baylor was dope, man.
Oh, yeah, Elgin Baylor was fired. On the serious side, Elgin Baylor was fired. That's why I put that up there.
David Robinson. So when you going to get a prize for David Robinson?
See, man, you keep pressing me for this David Robinson thing, and I was going to do David Robinson this week, but you mouthed it off. So I said, I ain't doing nothing just because he said. I swear to God, on the phone.
On the phone.
Nah, but on the serious side, man, hell of a win by the Los Angeles Dodgers. First time in 32 years. Last time they won, I predicted it in my shop class. It was pretty entertaining. You notice, I mean, y'all, I know I'm gonna go down this caping for LeBron again, but it's amazing how only very few people talk about asterisks. But when LeBron won, it was an asterisk. But that's neither here nor there. Salute to the Dodgers. The real story is not the Dodgers simply because I believe, for selfish reasons, Justin Turner was diagnosed in the 7th inning of a World Series game, the Game 6 championship game, the deciding game of the World Series, with COVID-19. He was told to find him a nice seat, get comfortable, wait till the end of the game. They said, Justin, you got COVID, so we need you to. But he took it upon himself not to. And at the behest of Major League Baseball, he ran out to the field. He's sitting next to his manager. He's sitting around these people with their children. What are your thoughts? What should be done?
All right. I never won a championship for World Series before, so I can't exactly say that I wouldn't be out there celebrating with my team, because I know I would, especially if I was a part of it. But then he should have took other precautions. You know, granted that, you know, that he was told in the middle of the game, it should have been at least stayed away until it's time to take this big picture and then put on this mask and get around and want to be around that way. But it's kind of weird. It is definitely kind of weird because I preach it every week. They say keep the mask on, they wait for people to sit, and he just threw it all out the window.
I mean, shit, the Dodgers was aware of it and they wasn't saying anything. So, I mean, thankfully, no one has been, at least that hasn't been announced that anyone else has been affected. So, I mean, I guess it was just one of those things where you celebrating a championship, man. I wouldn't have did it, but, you know.
Do y'all think he should be penalized? What do y'all think should happen?
I think he definitely should be penalized. And if the Dodgers knew that he was infected,
well, they didn't know until the 6th inning. They didn't know until they came and got him. Nobody knew until they came and got him.
I mean, they knew at the 8th inning because that's when they pulled him out of the game.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They didn't know until they pulled him. And he was
right. So
he was effectively told to find you a nice, comfortable chair, and as I said before,
sit your ass down. So they should have been treating that motherfucker when he came out during the celebration like he had. That's a tease, man.
Well, me, man, I think it's. I think it was totally disrespectful on his behalf. I think it was totally. I do think it has been totally disrespectful on behalf of Major League Baseball. And the reason I say it's totally disrespectful on behalf of Major League Baseball is this. You know what? They should have had security come pull his ass off the field. Now, some people are trying to use this excuse. Oh man, he was around his teammates. His teammates may have had it already. Yada yada yada. This, that, and the third. I understand that, but here's the thing that I have a problem with. This disease attacked people with pre-existing conditions. His manager just was cured 2 years ago of cancer. That's a pre-existing condition. 2, you don't even pay us the courtesy of having a mask on. Issue number 3. These people out there with their family and friends. Now, if I'm what's the boy name? The Cole brother, Betts, Mookie Betts. If I'm Mookie Betts, I ain't tripping. If I'm the pitchers, I ain't tripping. If I'm his teammates, I'm not really tripping because you've been around us for 7 innings with this nonsense. But my wife out here, my kids out here, my family out here, they didn't sign up for this nonsense. We did. And the most important thing, bro, you don't even have on a mask. Okay, if you gonna go rogue, at least go rogue and protect us. Protect everybody else. Don't stop. I'm not saying, bruh, don't do nothing. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not trying to be a stickler for this. But at the end of the day, if you gonna be reckless and be out there, at least cover your damn face up and not spread this bullshit amongst me and my family. I might have put the pause on them, me personally. If I'd have been one of them guys out there with my kids, my wife, my family, I might have whooped buddy. And that, hey, call me violent, call me difficult, call me whatever you want to call me. But that was just a total disregard. And I do believe the National Football League, I do believe ESPN is showing their colors once again. People say I go race too much, but if this was Tyrone Jackson, if this was Betts, if this was anybody that with color in their pigment in their damn skin, this would have been all over the whole world. He has no regard for rules, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. That's why I think I'm not going to give you the hockey suspension. Like if you break somebody's jaw, they suspend you for 2 or 3 weeks. And if you just get whooped, if you just whoop somebody out of the ordinary, you get a game or 2. No, he need to be taught a lesson. Period. He should be the example. Thoughts?
He need to get like PED suspension type game.
Yeah, he should.
Okay.
He should.
I mean, in this regard, I don't disagree with you at all because of the fact that this is a health care. Like you said, we've been out there playing for 6 innings, and we've been around each other in the dugouts, all that. So we close to it. If you had it then and you spread us, that's understandable. But it's like the fact, like you said, the family came out there, the kids came out there, and that's when things got real crazy. Because now it's that whole trifecta where you mess with everybody. Like, it's going to get passed on even faster. But yeah, I'm with it. You should definitely be suspended. I ain't know if I was thinking the whole like 60 game type thing, but yeah.
I give him 20 games easy.
Okay.
I give him 20 games easy. Because he looking at it probably, he a free agent. I ain't gonna be with the Dodgers next year. No way. I won a World Series. But nah, bro. And it just shows the disrespect that ESPN continues to lay on people for my community. Because if this was a brother, I don't give a damn what nobody say. We still talk about, I'm trying to figure out how is Barry Bonds the poster boy for, how is he the poster child for PEDs? And he's never tested positive. But Roger Clemens has more clouds around his head. The story that broke this wide open was Big Mac. Big Mac saying, Jose Canseco saying he injected Big Mac. Big Mac and Sammy, if anybody should be the faces of this. And the thing is, it's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. I'm gonna get on their ass again later on in the show because it's some bullshit, man. I'm just tired. This is why I try not to watch ESPN too much because, hey, man, if you gon' this is why I don't listen to mainstream TV and sports anymore because if you're gonna tell the story, man. This is why I can't turn to Fox. This is why I've stopped watching my man Shannon. Because I don't want to hear about LeBron James, the Dallas Cowboys, and Tom Brady no more. But if this was a brother, he'd be getting buried. No. So with that being said, moving on. Speaking of PEDs, Ryan Braun, former guy who got busted with PEDs and lied about it, and he may be retiring. And the Milwaukee Brewers have decided to give him the $4 million. It was a mutual option. Of course, he exercised it for $16 million. They said, we'll give you 4 and you out the door. And he's starting to consider retirement. Talk to me about Ryan Braun and where he stands in the history of the Milwaukee Brewers and the history of MLB. Talk to me!
He had a good run. A great run. And truthfully, yes, Ryan Ryan Braun he was a good player. He did his thing for the Milwaukee Brewers, so I'm with it. Once this whole, like I said, TV thing started, that's when he started to shift. Of course, that might have been him getting old, things like that.
Ryan Braun, 38 years old as of right now, or 36 years old as of right now.
Okay, well then yeah. So if he stopped, and that's when his luck stopped. Yeah, it's right around the time when he had to serve that suspension. That time off kind of hurt him. It seemed like after that suspension, he came back. He was having decent years, and then once Prince Fielder left, that was it. That was his protection. So as far as Milwaukee Brewers were, no, they got some nice pieces as far as their history. They haven't won shit, but they got some history. I mean, he had a nice little run, about maybe like 4 or 5 years, but I mean, he should be up there with Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds them as far as he should have an asterisk by his MVP as well.
Oh no! Wow. Well, I think Ryan Braun is a solid ball player who lost his way. At the end of the day, I think in history he'll go down as the third best Milwaukee Brewer player ever, with Robin Yap, Paul Molitor, and him. He used to ask, like you said, once he lost the protection, he lost his way, and he was never able to regain it. He's one of these players that was probably about to fall off, saw he was about to fall off, and said, we out of this. I'm finna go ahead and keep cheating. But if I'm from the old school. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But I do think that Ryan Braun is a solid ball player, but I don't think he should be considered great. He is the third as of right now. He's the all-time leader in home runs in Brewers history, and he is he's a very good ball player. Would you retire if you were him? He does have a couple back issues. He may have to be a DH. If you were a team owner, would you sign him, or should he just gracefully bow out with a little bit of respect left on his name? Because I'm looking at his stats right now. He went from a rookie year with 34 home runs all the way down to his last full season with 22 home runs at age 35. He'd be 37 at the beginning of the next season. Would you re-sign him? He'd be 37 in about 13 days, to be honest with you.
We need to go somewhere where it's a DH.
Yeah.
He's got the best job in the Well, actually, DH is universal, right?
Oh no, not yet. They just used it this year. There was a test thing.
Yeah, he definitely will have to be a DH.
D-Gray said after he got caught, he peed on himself. He did wet the bed because, I mean, you go from 34 home runs all the way down to 22, and he's been cycling down every year. But with full seasons after the PEDs, 19, 25, 30, 17, 20, 22, he went from being a slugger to a baseball player. So let me look at his batting averages. Batting averages, yeah, he fell off like bad dope. He needs to go home, if you ask me.
I'm saying if he do get signed, he definitely will have to be a DH.
No, I don't think I would sign him.
They got the best job in the league. All you gotta do is bat. But like you said, if he got a bad bat and he can't swing that bat with the force he used to, yeah, dog, that's it.
I think you're not respecting the DH position enough. It's extremely difficult. I mean, you being a former baseball player, you know, baseball is all about rhythm. Once you get in the zone, you in the zone. Think about it like this. But you out in the field, you running around, you lap it up, you running, you always moving, right? And then all of a sudden, they tell you just sit here for 2 innings and then go hit. then sit down for 2 more innings and go hit, and then sign. That's difficult. That is to me the DH position, and I like to hear y'all response. The DH position is equivalent to playing with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Run up and down the court all night and then hit a 22-foot shot on demand.
Wait a minute, man. Hey, man.
I like that analysis, though.
Jordan elevated everybody who played with him, man.
Sounds good.
Sometimes Jordan would pick up the guards that was like 6'1", 6'2", and they pick them up and let them dunk the basketball. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I think that shit. I think that DH position is the hardest shit because just sitting around waiting, doing nothing, not go hit, and you are expected to get a hit. You are not. You are expected to get at a minimum a double. They don't want you. They don't want no base hit hitting DHs.
One of the best hitters that I've seen, I've been watching baseball, was actually a DH, was Edgar Martinez.
Yeah. Again, John Paxson, Steve Kerr, and a bunch of other dudes were good at that hitting the wide open shot shit. But by and large, to be asked to hit a 22-foot shot, to be asked to sit around all day, now go hit a home run, because that's what they're expecting you to do out of the DH position. You're usually hitting third or fourth. Now, go get a home run. Because usually you usually lost your legs, so you ain't finna be stealing no bases, and they just need you to hit for power. That's hard as hell. I wouldn't want to be a DH. If I was a baseball player and I got reduced to DH, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to the crib, y'all, because this shit ain't for me. Y'all need to put me at first or something. But you're right. It is a very rare occasion. Big Papi, Edgar Martinez, and a few others DHing and pitch hitting. That was their get down. But to me, Frank Thomas was never the same Frank once they asked him to be a full-time DH. And the rest of these dudes who are players every day and act like you, again, just to tap into your history. Remember when Albert Bell came here? They told him DH. He wasn't the same Albert Bell. So, speaking of old school, yeah, but how many years later was that? Albert Bell, he had some solid years with the White Sox, but Albert Bell was not the Cleveland Indians Albert Bell when he got to the White Sox.
I disagree with that though, because remember that year that the Sammy that was hitting, because he was like second in home runs in the American League that his last year with the White Sox.
Let me see. You're right. I was wrong. I stand corrected. The 2 years he hit with the White Sox, he hit 45 and 48 home runs, and he hit 38 and 37 home runs. I stand corrected. But you know what? What it is I think he may have started off real slow.
Yeah, and plus he wasn't a media darling, so
right.
While all this other stuff was going on, he was just quietly just bashing the ball over there.
Yeah, you're right. I stand corrected. So that means HRapB was
wrong. You're wrong.
John Lester is no longer a Chicago Cub. I can't justify paying that dude, 20-something million when he's clearly at the end of the rope. But Yadier Molina from the Cardinals might end up leaving him. You think he should retire or?
I do.
He's still one of the best back catchers in the league.
I would say he is the best catcher in the league, but he's had a very long career there. He's been injured a lot lately. When you start getting injured, it's over. And then just retire with some dignity. Chief Rocker said Bell never got his just due as a hitter. He actually took the words out of my mouth. Shout out to number one Chief Rocker Jersey Brown. You actually took the words out of my mouth because I was going to say Bell should be in the Hall of Fame as well. He's one of those dudes that never, as Rocker said, he never got his just due as a hitter. And I do believe that. Once you gain weight and lose the speed and get older, your ass will DH or sit your ass down. Sit your ass down.
Man,
that's D great.
Cleveland had Albert Bell, Roberto Alomar was on that team. Omar Vizquel. Jim Tomey on?
Jim Tomey played first. Sandy Alomar Jr.
Right, the back catcher. Dude, that team was the pitching.
You forget about, I can't think his name, the second baseman.
Was it Ray?
No, it was a. It was another dude before him though. Cause remember, Roberto Alomar was with Toronto first. It was another dude. He played second base. He was a big cocky mug. Can't think his name. Chief, who was the second baseman for the Cleveland Indians in the mid '90s, or late '80s, early '90s. I can think his name. He fizzled out much like a dude who used to play with the Red Sox. Played with the Cubs for a little while too. No, not Kenny. Yeah. You forgot about Kenny Lofton. Hey, and let's not forget. Let's not forget Roberto. I mean, what's his name? Martinez.
Manny?
Yeah, Manny Ramirez. God damn, I'd called him every damn thing but Manny. Manny Ramirez was on that team as well.
Hey, you know what? That's crazy. I was thinking about him, but I'm like, damn, you picture him with the Red Sox.
Yeah, you picture him with the Red Sox by and large. But he was with that Cleveland Indian team.
He used to kill the Yankees in the playoffs, man.
He's with that Cleveland Indian team that lost to the Marlins.
Man, that was a squad, man. They was the Portland Trail, baby. Did they have CC too? The Batman?
No, that was before. That's pre-CC.
Yeah, he played on.
I cannot think of this second baseman name who used to be on that damn team, but he was damn good as well. Cannot think of his name. But yeah, the Cleveland Indians, I used to love and hate them because they used to always outdo the White Sox. I remember one year that when me, you, and D Great was talking last week, when we were talking about
the East and the West Division.
The East and the West Divisions, exactly. Thank you for catching me on that one. The Cleveland Indians for 3 straight years had the best record in all of baseball. And the second best record in baseball was owned by the Chicago White Sox, and they didn't make the playoffs no year. So like D Gray was disappointed.
Remember what started the wild card?
Right.
The Giants and the Braves both won over 100 games. And the Giants was at home watching.
Yep. I'm trying to think of this damn second baseman name, man. He's an all-star too. He had a funny name. I'll think of his name. It don't make a difference. Well, yeah, they had a hell of a fucking team. Pickups to the '90s, Cleveland Indians. His last name began with a B. I cannot think of his damn name.
Hey, what about Rick Renteria? You know, they fired him, and he's up for Manager of the Year.
Yeah.
So they gave him props on the Chicago White Sox page.
That was exactly what I was going to next. Rick Renteria is up for Manager of the Year. Carlos Baerga is the dude name. It just came to my head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a blast from the past right there, boy.
Yeah, he was on them damn Cleveland teams. I couldn't think his name, just popped in my head. But Chicago White Sox, Jerry Reinsdorf, in true Chicago sports ownership fashion, is trying to make up for a gaffe that he did in 1986 by bringing back a 78-year-old manager by the name of Tony La Russa. Talk to me about that. After you fire a dude who's up for Manager of the Year.
Sound like the decision we had to make today, huh? 2 70-year-olds. sound like something you say.
Damn.
But overall, in this aspect, I don't know where it came out of left field for me. Really in regards to Tony Wilson getting put on in regards to Skipper. At this point, I thought they were going different directions, but hey, again, like you said, Chicago, we already expect Chicago to do some off the wall things when it's time to pick their players, pick their management, and we'll see what happens, man.
I think that we all know he's a Hall of Fame manager, but with the White Sox, if I'm not mistaken, they were the youngest team in the league besides Marlins, I want to say.
I think they are the youngest.
You know, how is he going to relate to these younger ball players, man? I mean, McKinnon did it with the Marlins that 1 year, but I don't know, man. I mean, on paper, with his credentials, you're looking at he should at least make the playoffs. But
what position you going
I don't know, man.
What position you
I'm talking about as far as his manager.
Okay. Right. How many times you gonna get up to bat and hit a home run or get on base?
Hey man, but you can think about it. The manager is good for at least 15 to 20 wins in a major league season, though.
I agree. I mean, every team in the history of baseball will either win. The baseball breaks down like this: you're gonna win 60 games and you're gonna lose 60 games. It's the other 20 that make the difference. Everybody in baseball is going to win and lose 60 games. That is without fail. It's the 20 that it's 160 games, so it's 40 games that's in the air. Hey man, I don't like you said, big dog. On paper, this is a great move. How's he gonna relate to a bunch of 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds and things like that? I don't know. Are they gonna buck against the system? Is he? I mean, this is a dude who's good friends with the Tuna. For those who don't know who the Tuna is, that's Bill Parcells. He's good friends with Bobby Knight, the General, and him. So how does he coach? Does he do? Because the General and the Tuna have a similar coaching style. You have to be acclimated into their way of thinking. Young people don't think like that no more. Now, if Tony is his own man, and he just got two friends who are hard-nosed, old school, and he knows how to dip in and dip out. But at the end of the day, Parcells is a dude. I've heard very few players say one bad word about Bill Parcells. I've heard very few players say one bad word about the General. So I don't know, man, but I definitely think it was a dumbass move to fire somebody because you fired them 35 years ago. You wrongfully fired them 35 years ago. And there's just, I don't know, it's one of those wait and sees. Anybody know me know I've been a White Sox fan my whole life, but it is what it is, man. With that being said, next up, speaking of firing, speaking of the nonsense, somebody is listening to the show. Please hit the phone on mute. With that being said, my man Hinch getting his job back in Detroit. Obviously, he really wants to manage. Otherwise, he wouldn't have taken the Detroit Tigers job. Their farm system is trash. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Their team is old and rebuilding. But hey, if you want to get back in baseball, you take what you can get. Should he have been let back in baseball so fast, or does it really make a difference? I'm listening.
I don't think it really makes a difference. AJ got the acumen of being a World Series champion at this point. Regardless, it might have a side eye or asterisk in regards to the whole thing, but This baseball, man. They recycle those matches as quickly as possible.
And, man, I think it's a world of second chances, man. I think it's all right for him to be back in the game. Joey Cora might be back in the game too with even the Red Sox. So I think he should have been back.
I don't have a problem with him being back. I wouldn't have taken the damn Detroit Tigers job. I want to get back into baseball that bad because look, you're already going in as a dude who's caught cheating. If this team looks the way it's scheduled to look, you're gonna really look bad. Me personally, I would have waited until something better came along. And if the Detroit Tigers, if the Detroit Tigers want to hire you, that means somebody else will more than likely hire you as well. You definitely wasn't gonna get the Boston job because one of his assistants was caught cheating over there. So I don't know, man. And then they said he really. Well, they half-ass covered it for him like ESPN always do. So I don't fucking know, man. I don't have a problem with him being back in baseball. I'm just saying, for my money, ain't no way in hell I'd have taken that job. I'm just gonna cool out for a couple years. See if I get me a job on MLB Network, that old boring ass network, and then I'd have waited it out.
So think of it like a strategy for him. Like, seeing that, what if he does build this team back up the way it's supposed to be? Well, apparently they really want shit anyway, but see if he actually gets them to the promised land or get over that hump. That means that might be the talent that he's looking for. So maybe that's the reason.
I'm with Rocker. Hell no, not the Tigers. I mean, see, that's the thing. Baseball is one of those games. Baseball might be the only game that you truly need talent. Now, he might be able to coach them up to 70 wins. Or, hell, if he even get on a roll, he might be able to coach them up to 500, which would be beyond awesome. But I'm just not. Me and the Rockers in agreement. And like you said, that's a lot of fucking building because they don't have any. They don't have any bricks. They making brick. Hey, if he turn this thing around, you need to tell this man to Moses because he literally just making brick without straw. You know, that's just a. I mean, man, with.
No. Actually, they got the second ranked farm system in the NBA and MLB.
But I thought that was double A.
No, the for.
I mean, six. Oh, okay.
The number one is Tampa Bay. That's crazy. And they just went to the World Series. And number two, they got the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, okay. But
that don't mean that's going to translate into
major league victory. But it does give them. It does put that situation in a better light.
But as far as major league product, that probably would have been like the last team I probably would have went to because they changed managers like
draws.
The Bulls changed coaches.
Right. So big ups to him, man. I hope he does well. I hope he loses every game in Chicago and every time Chicago go up there. But besides that, he whooped the rest of the league's ass. Big ups to him. Wish him the best. With that being said, man, as we talked about at the top of the show, the National Basketball Association has a few interesting hires, a few things going on. Let's start at the hiring thing. Mike D'Antoni or however you want to pronounce it, is Steve Nash's assistant. All I have to say, hey, who got the TV on, man?
And man, we ain't got no TVs in my house, man. just had to go vote for Buffalo State last year.
Mike D'Antoni has the assistant job, number one assistant job with Steve Nash. Thoughts on that?
And that was a step back. No, go ahead. No, go ahead, because I was pretty much going to kind of say that too.
Okay, yeah, I think that was a step back because now you're coaching under people that you coach. And it's like, you know, you got Steve Nash, got Amari Stoudemire on that coaching staff, and then D'Antoni. It's like maybe you're trying to get the perfect mind back together, the spark you had in Phoenix, but it's like, I think it's a step back. But if you want to stay keeping the job, do your thing, D'Antoni.
Yeah, because I kind of figured that he was going to get another coaching opportunity, but I guess he, pretty much because according to Durant and his buddy, they're going to be pretty much going to be a coaching back to meeting thing now. So I don't know. I just don't see. Well, he's one of the most brilliant offensive-minded coaches in the NBA. Prior to the NBA this season. So by him not being the actual coach of the team, maybe they can incorporate at least act like you playing defense and they set their defensive set. But it was a strange hiring as far as an assistant. I said because I figured he could have got another coaching job. Somebody would have hired him.
Well, I think if it wasn't for Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, I think it would be an awesome move. I don't think it's a step behind. It's millions of coaches. It's not like Mike D'Antoni won an NBA championship. It's not like Mike D'Antoni even went to the NBA Finals before. Mike D'Antoni is a guy who's won a lot of games. And that's it. He's just won a lot of games. As Ant just stated, you're looking at a dude who is a brilliant. Mike D'Antoni has the entire National Basketball Association playing like he wants to play. So when you got the whole league playing like you, obviously you've made a gigantic difference. He's the Ed Coryell of his day. He is there's a million other guys I can name that just, you know, what's his name up in Buffalo. Sam Weish of his day, because Sam Weish and Marv Levy, they changed football. Sam Weish had the K-gun offense. I mean, he had the fast break offense, and he had the Bengals roller. That's what a lot of people don't remember, that the Bengals was doing that no-huddle thing way before anybody. And then they beat the hell out the Bills, and then the next year the Bills came back with the K-gun. Mike D'Antoni or D'Antoni, however you want to pronounce it. I hope I'm not disrespecting you. This dude has changed basketball. So as Ed said, he has a brilliant mind. I have zero, less than zero. Take zero, divide it by 45 billion, and then divide that number by 45 billion. That's how much faith I have in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They pay too much attention to what's going on off the basketball court. Once Kevin Durant gets on the basketball court, there's no questioning him. Kyrie Irving seems to be a cancer, so then that may be a problem. And if you split them up, the other one is going to have a baby. So in Brooklyn, as RC and number one Chief Rocker Jersey Burns said, I think that that's going to be unsuccessful. Let's say if they went up 95 south a few miles. What did I say? Cleveland? New Jersey, Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, I think it's a problem. If they went over the bridge and went to Manhattan and played with the Knicks, it might work, because then you got a bunch of young players that need to buy into a system, and it looks like a fun system, and it doesn't cause for you to think about what you're gonna do. If you feel it, let it fly. So that's what these young boys are used to. But with Kevin Durant and Kyrie, like I said, man, every place Kyrie touches turns to caca. He was in Cleveland. they had the number 1 pick in the draft 3 straight years. He goes to Boston, and they were killing. When he got there, they got bumped. When he leaves, they get hard again. He go to Brooklyn 2 years in a row, they make the playoffs. He get there and they fizzle out. Get the coach fired. Kyrie is a show killer. So I don't know why RC and Chief Rocker don't like that mix up in it. And they, you know, if you want to call in Rocker, you know the number. Somebody put the number in the chat room for Rocker if you want to call in. I'll be more than glad to hear what he has to say about that. But it's just I don't trust them. I think it's a genius move. Think about it. You got a dude who has never coached before, and the system that he's gonna run is the dude who invented it is on your bench. You can't get better than that. That's literally like Joe Montana becoming a head coach, and I'm going down this road so I can answer Big Chris. Joe Montana becoming a head coach and having having Bill Walsh or Sam Weish on the sideline to do it. Bill Walsh with the West Coast offense. Bill Walsh had a slow method. That offense is a run after the catch offense. The K Gun and Sam Weich's offense is offense. They are offenses used to take the top off everything. We run it down the field. We're running down the court. We don't want to have the ball past the 19 or 16 second mark on a 24-second clock. That's why I use the K Gun and Sam Weish and the K Gun and from Marv Levy and Sam Weish. Well, they got Boomer Esiason, Icky Woods, National Prominence, James Brooks, so forth and so on. That's why I use them. And if you want to call in, 605-313-4379 is the number. 605-313-4379 is the number, and use access code 92547. Don't forget about run and shoot. Yeah, but you know what? That's my man RC. Shout out to RC for being a part of the show. The reason I didn't go Mouse Davis with the run and shoot or June Jones with the run and shoot, nobody ever did anything with those offenses. Those offenses were, I guess, I stand corrected. They would be Mouse Davis and June Jones would be the equivalent of Mike D'Antoni because they never won nothing. They just look real good. So, my bad. I stand corrected. Shout out to my man, RC. So, yeah. June Jones, Mouse Davis, I'll go ahead. I stand corrected. Salute. But I think it'll work. I think it will work. Period.
It should be if those cats help you though, man. It should be
I don't trust dude. I told you.
Man.
You already know I don't think Kyrie ever gonna say nothing anyway, and we're gonna see what happens with Kevin Durant when he's a one-man show.
Big Chris said D'Antoni had the inside hookup recycling same old coach, but he's an assistant coach this time. A bunch of people become assistant coaches. If you don't win a championship, I can't. If you won a championship, you more than likely will be an assistant coach after you get fired. Tyronn Lue, assistant. Well, shit, he the exception to the rule. Assistant coach that won a championship. So I don't know, man. With that being said, Chicago's own Maurice, aka Mo Cheeks of Philadelphia 76er fame, is the assistant coach under what's his name? Scott. What the fuck is the Bulls coach name?
Donovan, man.
Billy Donovan. Why was I gonna call him Scott Burrell? Billy Donovan. Thoughts on that?
Scott Burrell.
He watched.
I love it, man. Mochi's back in Chicago, especially when they're going to allow him to actually put his tutelage on the game in regards to those young guards this year. As well as overall the game. He has a brilliant mindset in regards to what Chicago basketball should be ran. He's from there, so you know what it is. So as far as it goes, I think it'll be an amazing thing. As long as they don't keep him on a short leash and don't allow him to actually teach.
Yeah, I think it's, man, the way that the Bulls have been ran the last four 46 years, man. Anybody that has success in the West Coast, man, is bringing that over to Bulls Nation, man. I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely appreciate old Chicago vet, homegrown Chicago vet, Mo Cheeks. It's one of the few times that the Reinsdorfs have allowed a Chicagoan to be a Bull. Even though he's not a player, ain't no way in hell the Philadelphia 76ers would have let his ass go. Hall of Famer after all. But it's Billy Donovan had Mo Cheeks as his assistant. Mo Cheeks been an assistant with OKC for a number of years, outside of being Portland Trail Blazers head coach, Philadelphia 76ers head coach. But I appreciate that because a guy that all y'all love, I'm not really a big fan of, Russell Westbrook, according to the world, he got better under Maurice. If he can get better under Maurice, Kobe White, who's a big guard too. People think of Kobe White as a small young man, like a 6 foot 5'11", maybe 6'2" guard. That's a 6 foot 4 inch man. That's a big man. He just plays the point guard position and he looks small, but that's a big man. And if Maurice Cheeks can harness the ability of a Kobe White, and he can potentially harness some of that loose cannon stuff that my man Zach LaVine got going on, and even potentially enhance Valentine's game. So, you know, he get Billy Ray Valentine in order. You know, the Bulls might be on something, man. You say what?
Valentine out here. He's free agent.
Oh, you're a free agent? Yeah, well, I mean, he may not be because he's been hurt frequently. They may be able to get him. You know, the Bulls don't want to pay nobody. They may be able to get him on the cheap. And if they can, you know, if the Bulls can get you on the cheap, they'll bring you back. But we'll see, man.
Right. They're looking at LaMelo Ball.
I don't think LaMelo gonna go that low, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind having LaMelo Ball as Chicago Bull. Put him at the small forward position. Otto Porter. You know, if it was on me, man, I'd get rid of that big scrub white boy they got, Larry Marketing. You look at him too long and he's Mr. Glass. You know, he might develop somewhere else, but it ain't like they don't do that all the time in Chicago with the bros. Mel Hall, Joe Carter, the list of Rafael Palmeiro. The list goes on with guys who just lead the 606 and get better. Might as well let his big bust ass go somewhere and get better too. You know, it's almost a Chicago tradition. Well, we're gonna get rid of this ball player right as he maturing. Wilbur Marshall goes to Washington, win 2 Super Bowls. Let's not let me stop suffering. With that being said, man, it's a 72-game season on the table. It is close to D-Day. Should the NBA PA, Chris Paul, the sister, and LeBron James get together and say, let's go and play? If they do, which one do you prefer to see? 72 by the summer and then you can play in the Olympics, or 52 and go to and get it done? Listen to me. And let me add this caveat. One of the things that they're bantying about, I don't know if y'all read this or not, is this. Instead of just playing a traditional NBA season, they might go in a baseball kind of style. Whereas, so you don't have to play back-to-back-to-backs, and then you don't have to play back-to-back and then fly to Milwaukee, back-to-back and then fly to New York, back-to-back, then fly to LA. They're thinking about doing this, and we're going to play 2 games in LA. Bam. And we ain't got to play it with the Lakers no more. Or we'll play 4 games in LA, 2 with the Lakers, 2 with the Clippers, and save some legs. I'm listening.
That'll be interesting. That makes sense. That'll kind of kill the travel restrictions, because that's what baseball was a little more successful this year, because they only played people in their region. Like the Cubs only played the Central and the American League. Not the Central, you know what I mean?
You're right.
Like Detroit, St. Louis, they only played Cincinnati. Those teams, so they travel.
Was limited.
Restricted. I mean, that'll be interesting. I mean, maybe we can actually have some realignment in basketball as well, man.
See, the thing with the realignment is this. If you realign the NBA, who comes out? Well, obviously you will move Memphis out of the West, but who goes to the East? And it's just, how do you do it? Because there's a couple teams that could honestly be in the East that are in the West. Dallas, Minnesota, Memphis, the Pelicans.
Yeah.
So how do you realign? I'm listening. And I know it's Pelicans for you all smart JAs in the back. That's going, he say Pelicans? Oh, and I got a bone to pick with you after you answer this. Big Illinois. Go ahead, Joe.
I don't even think about the realignment in regards to this. But in regards to the 72 game, I know I was one of the ones that said, nah, please turn around, but from what I've been reading and what I've been seeing, it's going to happen. So they're trying to get this, because supposedly the NBA is going to lose so much money if they don't start after Christmas.
$500 million to $1 billion. And don't keep in mind, they split that 50-50 with the players.
So, yeah, so they both going to lose. So both sides going to lose some money. So, as far as it goes, it looks like it's going to happen, you know. So, I'm with it. Let's get it going. Get this season how it is. And like you said, if they're going to do the regards to, we're going to take all the California teams in this time period and then move on, I think that may just actually work. You may be able to quarantine just a little bit better in regards to, you already know Adam Silver came up and the Player Association came up with the bubble to make sure that was able to be safe. They should be able to find some way to be able to get that handled in these other cities with it.
Big Compton?
I was thinking about that realignment thing because in basketball, I see what you mean. Because if you take the Grizzlies and the Pelicans out, there's nobody to send over there to even that out. So, okay, I see what you mean on that one. But they can do what hockey do as far as with doing the Olympics. They usually have a break. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 2 weeks and then they resume.
It is.
A week or 2 weeks after. They can do that.
Well, I'm sorry.
But they would need, I think they vote Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, about starting on the 22nd. If they start on the 22nd, they will have to actually get that going or get that ratified as soon as possible because you got free agency that should be starting at the end of this month. Plus the draft is the 18th, so you gotta give these teams time to get into training camp. They get everything going because you can't forget that the finals just ended 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks, maybe 3.
Pretty much.
See, the thing I don't have an issue with this is, and of course, HRap ain't playing no basketball. HRap ain't doing a whole lot of running these days, but HRap also has never been paid $38 million. But besides the youth and man, you making all that money, that's because that's a tired, lazy ass argument. You making all that money, do what they say. That's stupid. But I will use that argument today. The reason being is you jokers had 4 months off, and then y'all played 6 weeks of basketball, and then y'all off another month. This ain't like they played all the way through last season and then it ended 2 weeks ago. I understand wear and tear, but like I said last week, I got 2 words for the wear and tear argument. Miss me. Miss me with that bull. The reason I say that is this. Every time I turn around, I see out of LA, the Drew League. I see here, IIT. I see New York, pros at the Rucker. I see down south, it's a gym in Atlanta, they down there hooping in. So where all this that's wear and tear too. If you worried about wearing yourself out in the summer, work out, work on your game, and Otherwise, go hoop. They talking like, look, man, and I hate to do what I'm about to do, but I think I'm forced to do what I'm about to do, and that's say, if Michael Jordan was doing it, your ass can do it. Mike Nim was on the bus. Mike Nim was sitting up at O'Hare, sitting down at LAX, sitting in JFK, and what's the other way? They don't make difference. Sitting off of JFK with the people. They wasn't private jetting it nowhere. I don't know if you remember Big Illinois. The Bulls used to catch the bus up to Milwaukee. They used to catch a bus to Milwaukee. It's 90 miles. It's an hour and a half. But still, it's not like these dudes are not killing it on the luxury side of the game. So I ain't trying to hear this, oh man, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be wore out. Guess what, dog? You are making a boatload of money to play a game. Go to hell home. Go get a treatment. Go to hell home. I'm just trying to understand this. And I'm through it. And if y'all want to retort, just say it. And if not, we'll go to football. I'm trying to figure out how Dennis Worm Rodman would in a basketball game where he played 36 to 40 minutes, got every rebound in the house, go work out after the game, go do whatever debauchery he got himself involved in, wake up the next day and do the same thing. But these guys can't play back-to-back basketball games. Help me understand.
Hey, the Worm was something different, man. The Worm was something different. The amount of energy he had was crazy.
But, okay.
I mean, LeBron was back in the...
LaGuardia, thank you.
After the fight.
Right. So, I mean, I ain't trying to hit no wear and tear on nothing. I don't agree with, they playing too much basketball, that's why they getting hurt. I don't want to get into why they getting hurt. Well, my opinion, yeah, I will. I think it's a nutritional thing. You eating McDonald's, you eating this nonsense, and back in the days, Mike and them used to eat steak and stuff like that, and even further back in the days, these dudes were eating more vegetables and things of that nature. I believe your diet has a big contributor to the breakdown of your body, period. I'm not a doctor, I don't play one on TV, but I just know when we were a society that ate more fruit, ate more vegetables, and set our ass down and went to sleep sometime, or just didn't put McDonald's. I remember before McDonald's became a part of fast food became a part of the meal in every household at some point of every week when fast food was a treat because your mama was tired or your daddy was tired, people stayed healthier. And maybe these dudes need to LeBron James work the hell out, get your rest, cut down on the weed and drinking, and you will stop breaking down. Look at Chris Paul. That man his middle name might as well have been Hamstring. He became a vegan. He looked like Chris Paul 10 years ago. That ain't coincidental to me. Thoughts, or we can move on?
And that's not coincidental. Take care of your body. Your body take care of you. Yeah.
So I ain't trying to hear that. 72 games, hell, man. I mean, see, I understand, and y'all know me. I'm about the bread. I'm all about the bread. I'm all about the bread. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing but the bread with me. But once you get the bread, you got the LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, this shit. Now, I know those are three of the greatest of all time, but hell, I didn't see Joe Dumas missing a lot of games. I didn't see goddamn Bill Laimbeer missing a lot of games either. So, this load management, stop going to China then. Stop going to China. I understand it's $25, $30 million. Okay, if you want to take the chance to go overseas and make that extra $25, $30 million, then God damn it, play 82. I'm not, hey man, I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud. I'm not trying to be, oh man, HRapB, you taking the side of the man. If you think that, Kayete Bendejo, but I ain't trying to hear it, man. I'm not doing none of that, man. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to hear miss me with that bullshit. Period. The National Football League trade deadline was today. There was a few trades made. I'm gonna rattle a few of them off. Let me know what y'all think. Of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought they were in trouble when my man Young Boy Bush got hurt. Middle linebacker extraordinaire, young boy, killing. He blows out his knee. But the Pittsburgh Steelers made it up by acquiring from the just in the seasons Avery Williams. I keep wanting to call that boy William Avery. Avery Williamson, middle linebacker, Pro Bowler. Talk to me. Speak on it.
Excellent. Hey, that man, that might be the luckiest person in the world. He went from 0-7 to 7-0.
Yeah.
But that's a great thing for them. They definitely needed it. Like you said, blowing out his knee. They linebacker blew out his knee. He's gonna come in, great pickup. And this bird might actually truly be on to something this season.
And not only is that a good pickup for this year, just think about when you come back next year, how the linebacking core gonna look like.
Man, that linebacking core for Pittsburgh gonna be insane. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers, always doing what's right. Big ups to Mike Tomlin. This seals the deal on never having to lose a season in your first 13. Hey. The gun. That's the. You know what that is? That you hear that? Pow, pow. That's the gun you jump. Carlos Dunlap is traded to the Seattle Seabags. Talk to me.
They needed that defense.
Yeah, but they traded. They need defensive parts and they need offensive linemen too.
Well, you know, ain't nobody trading the offensive line. Period.
I mean, at the time, I mean, what they need for the defense, do what you got to do. You already know the offense is doing their thing in Seattle. The defense is what quote unquote holds them back, not being able to truly stop anybody. Dunlap is supposed to be a part of changing that.
I definitely like to pick up. I think he's gonna add some pass rush. At some point, Adams is gonna get healthy. If they can get some decent defense around Dangerous, I see you in Tampa, homie. In true NFL fashion, the Houston Texans trade Will Fuller to the Aaron Rodgers. They still can't stop nobody. They couldn't stop a nosebleed with a big towel, but is this going to put them over the top? Will Fuller stripping my main man, Deshaun, should have been a goddamn Bear Watson of all of his big-time weapons. Talk to me.
That
didn't go through.
Oh, they didn't go through?
They didn't finish that. No, they didn't finish that. They couldn't come up with enough pieces to give to Houston. So, no, that fell through.
Oh, okay. I wrote it down. Do y'all think this whole trade, thoughts on the Haskins deal? Talk to me about Haskins getting traded by the Washington racial slurs. What's going on in Washington? And is that a good move? Or is it just another brother getting a thumb up his butt?
Who did he get traded to?
No, the talk of trading him.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead. If you want me to go ahead, I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
Riverboat Riders don't like that dude. So if you can get something for him, I'll trade him. I mean, for his development, I would hope to see him get traded to at least somewhere where he can sit behind an established veteran and learn. Because I mean, he's not any worse than Minshew or all these other cats that steady being thrown out there. Or any of those Dallas Cowboys quarterbacks other than that.
For those who don't know, Cobb County just went Joe.
Cool. Okay.
Cobb County, Georgia just went Joe. Biden.
Oh.
Looks like Georgia's gonna be purple. Red and blue makes purple. Did you say anything about Haskins, Joseph?
No, I agree with Big Illinois 100%. Management just did not keep Haskins. That's what the talk came up at. But then they couldn't find the assets to get rid of him. So it's like they stuck with him again for another year. I guess all he can hope for is the Willie Demon status. A couple people get hurt in front of you, and they gotta put you on the field.
I just think, this is a multi-layered issue. I've never seen Haskins play a professional football game. I've never seen Haskins play a professional football game, so I really can't intelligently speak on this. But I'm just gonna go to history. History tells me that the black quarterback rarely gets a fair opportunity. People will say in response to that, but Ron Rivera is a Mexican head coach. You can't go racial. Ron Rivera's boss is not a Mexican, though. But actually, his boss is a brother. But the dude who owned the team ain't Mexican. But the thing that I don't like about this, personally, I subscribe to the Bill Parcells. Every quarterback needs a minimum of 36 starts before he can be considered a professional prospect. My man had 13. He is literally swimming out of the month. What's the boy in Chicago name? What's that scrub you be caping for Big Illinois? Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, he right out of that. Now Haskins had a much better college career, but the reason I'm bringing this up is this. I think Haskins needs to go to a place in the National Football League so he can sit down and watch. Once he watches for a while, you can develop him. A place like Pittsburgh, a place like because he end up starting in that place. A place like Pittsburgh, a place like maybe even though he's younger than him, a place like the Cardinals. A place like, they already got somebody, but up in Detroit, where you don't have a snowball's chance in fish grease to start unless this dude gets hurt. He needs to go someplace and watch. To me, this is we're going to talk about this later on in the show. This is a perfect example of coaches. Y'all always hear me say this. Coaches trying to put a round peg into a square hole. I'm just trying to understand, how is Justin Herbert out in Los Angeles kicking ass and taking names, and he wasn't half the college quarterback that this young man was? The reason it is because Anthony Lynn understands what that young man can and cannot do. Everybody wants to run their playbook, Matt Dumbass Nagy, but you're not figuring out what these kids can do. And more times than not, bros get the short end of the stick. That's what I think going on in Washington. Y'all I think Drew Brees is finished, and we'll get to that in a second, Big Chris. I think his ass is washed up. Drew Brees is turning the shower off. That's how washed up I think he is. Y'all got any retorts on what I just said, or y'all want to move on? Oh, okay. First game of the week was the Falcons, as Deion Sanders said, versus the Carolina Panthers. Talk to me.
That was a terrible game. I don't know. It was prime time. It just didn't look right. It was a lot of, course, injuries. Maybe, but not well. Falcons finally got a top, or finally got a lead and kept the lead. Hooray for Falcons.
And then the Falcons played 4 quarters of football. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that is pretty much it, man. They played 12 quarters of football. Matt Ryan looked like a goddamn quarterback finally. They got a lead. See, that's the thing. People are not realizing that the Atlanta Falcons they are very small defensively. They got the same defensive makeup as the Indianapolis Colts had for years. And when you have that makeup, if you mess around and get behind, people will just maul you and walk down the field and beat you. And then you got a quarterback who's prone to making mistakes. He is the perfect formula to lose. But if you had some of them hog mollies, as a matter of fact, you know what Matt Ryan would look very good right now? He would look excellent in Dallas. He got them hog mollies in front of him. They gon' roll grade down the field for Ezekiel, and they'll look, and it looks like, you know, they getting better. But I just think that's a team that's designed to be a front runner. They keep getting behind, and Matt Ryan is not a come from behind quarterback. I added a thing to my list. I always say you got to win with quarterback, you got to win because quarterback, and you got a quarterback that wins, that can win some games. He's a win some games. To me, I don't care what y'all can do. If you didn't, I'm listening. I'm open to being corrected, but I think he a rat far better than Nick Foles. He's just Nick Foles with more accuracy. I'm listening.
Yeah, Matt Ryan he's better than Nick Foles, man.
I get on that motherfucker later.
I didn't say he wasn't. He's just barely better than Nick Foles. He's the type of dude that is not gonna win you a Super Bowl, but if you got a perfect storm, he'll win you a Super Bowl. Otherwise, Matt Ryan ain't gonna win you anything. He showed you in the Super Bowl. He showed you his entire career up until that year. He had one spectacular, perfect storm year. Otherwise, he has been Nick Foles. I think most of these QBs that come out of college are overrated. Agreed. Cats be there in college, on their college team, big times, and with all this talent that make them look good. But you know what, D-Great? I'm gonna get y'all can answer that too. I agree up until the 75% of that last sentence. Because the reason I won't say they're overrated because of that is it's a bunch of dudes in college with a bunch of talent, and they look like Kaka or Gino Toretta, anybody. Damn near any quarterback that, no disrespect, Chief Rockers. You know, Chief Rocker fly up here and fight out to Chicago and fight you about Ohio State. Any quarterback that ever came out of Ohio State at this point. Anybody that came out of University of Illinois at this point. Anybody that ever came out of University of Wisconsin at this point. Any quarterback that ever left USC at this point. Carson Palmer's a bum, D-Grade. I'm sorry. He's a bum. He just put up a lot of numbers, but he's a bum. But you still got to be, you can just be a great college quarterback and not just be a good pro. The guys I named were good college ball players and not good pros. If y'all got something to say, please speak on it. Otherwise, we're going to move on.
Hey, Jay Ron got a question. He says, do we think that every guy that plays college ball wants to go pro, or are they pretty much out there just playing for the fun?
That's a good question. Y'all got it?
I think that everybody that's playing the collegiate, I'm assuming that they will. I'm gonna say we're more so trying to go pro.
No, you know what? I've been on teams with guys. Sometimes they are playing for the fun of it. Ron, I've heard guys just say, "Man, I'm here for the free education." Some people just like playing football. There's some dudes out there that know, man, this is it for me. I'm gone, and you never hear from them again. So I would say it's about a 75% of the dudes out there knowing, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna make the pros. Would they love to make the pros? Hell yeah, 100% would love to make the pros. I would say 75% of them go, I'm gonna play my ass off because this is my last game. And senior year is my last game. And then they go, they the rest of it. I.e. HRapB. You just play. We just got a call on the bench. Holla at your boy. You know what? I smell crocus sacks. I smell lokes. I smell khakis. Who is this?
You smell Chuck Taylor.
Yeah. It's the homie D-Grade.
What's up, man? What's up, Big Kelly? Hey, real quick. Let me paint this picture for you, man. These dudes that be at Ohio State, these top 10 big time schools with all these talented, good ass wide receivers and running backs, and they playing these sorry ass teams in the beginning of the year. By the time they get ready to play a big game and a bowl game, they suck. They really don't even pan out to be what they want to be. But all year they got 50 touchdowns and all this, hype. And when they get to the pros, man, they really don't be ready. People be blowing their head. I'm like, they just the shit. You know what I mean? Such as quarterbacks at USC. USC always had good quarterbacks at that time, but they always had talent around it to make them look good. You know what I mean? You might get one or two cats that come up that might be balling, such as Watson, such as Lamar Jackson, but we now seeing Lamar Jackson ain't nobody really saying it because they. Let me tell you, I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room. A lot of these motherfuckers like Destiny's, a lot of brothers are not Destiny's brothers because they black. You know what I mean? If you suck, this week you suck. Just say they suck. Don't. Oh, he needs this. He needs this. He had the same shit last year and got MVP. Come on, man. You know what I mean? We can't be kind of, picking and choosing this shit. You know what I mean? We're going to see by the end of the year, 40 years, everybody, Baltimore about to be all this and all that, whatever. All right. Okay.
I only have one. Hey, D-Grade, I got a little pushback for you in regards to Lamar Jackson.
I'm going to take your pushback. I'm going to say what I got to say.
No, you got the right. You got the right to retort. I'm not saying this the final word. All I'm going to say about Lamar Jackson is this. The National Football League, this is my perception of the National Football League. It takes 6 weeks for the real football to be played. Every year. I've been saying that for 5 years. 6 weeks in, real football is played because they have softened up practice. They've softened up preseason. So, the reason I say that is it takes 6 weeks for these dudes who run these defenses to get accustomed to you. They had never seen anything like Lamar Jackson. So when you see something like Lamar Jackson and you only have 7 days to prepare, he's gonna dominate you. Now they know he's not a very good deep thrower, so we're just gonna make you throw everything deep. I don't think the old school football that me and you grew up watching, they wouldn't allow you to be league MVP in your first year starting, no matter how good you were. It is a rare situation. But Lamar, and I'm going to get on this later, I believe Tiffany Sports and Hills, Deacon Dale, and other Ravens fans that I talked to on Twitter have been calling for the head of this coach for the longest. I think I have finally come to the light. When again, this is what I just said about the previous game. Might as well, let's talk about it. The Ravens and the Steelers was the next game up anyway. When you know the shortcomings of your team, why in the hell are you not catering the game to your players? Ben Roethlisberger is not 1,000% right now. He's a very good quarterback. He's not Ben yet. So Mike ain't telling him to use that big rocket arm. He's saying dink and dunk. And guess what happened with Ben? Don't dink and dunk. He throw interceptions. So Mike is saying, don't lose it for us, and the defense will win it for us. A lot of these coaches are flat out morons, D-Grade. So I'm not defending them because he's a brother. Y'all know I got a black quarterback bias. It's already out there. But in this case, I'm going to be honest with you. He is not the passer he needs to be, which means, okay, this is what I'm talking about, D-Grade. Back when Bill Cowher was the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, brother, Ben Roethlisberger was a rookie. Do you know they told Ben Roethlisberger, let's just say AB wasn't a big time wide receiver then, it was Plexico. The play went like this. Plexico is on the left. If Plexico is not open, throw it to the tight end. They didn't have him reading the whole field. Get it to Plexico. If they going to double Plexico, that means the tight end is wide open. That was Ben's playbook the first 2 or 3 years he was in the league. As he developed, they opened up the playbook. Why the hell is the quarterback? Look, why the hell is these young quarterbacks today not being coached the same way? Belichick coaches that way, and a lot of these coaches who win coach that way. I'm gonna give you a little bit. Don't fuck up. The coach has been the problem. It's been the problem for years.
It's a combination of all that what you just said. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, in college, these dudes that we think I'm not disrespecting none of these brothers. I push for them and I root for them every week. You know what I mean? But once they, for some reason, once they get to the big league, you know, like you said, coaching and the development is the key. And this year is kind of weird anyway because they didn't have no real preseason. They couldn't do no OTAs and all this. That plays a major factor in how a lot of these teams too. So I'm gonna pull back myself on what I'm saying. I'm just saying it was like Haskins. I mean, just because he went to Ohio State, everybody just, you know, I didn't think good, but I don't think he's gonna come in and just start killing the league. Bro.
Right. I mean, I totally agree with you. Like I said, I agree with 95% of that statement. It's just in regards to Jackson, I have come to the light and say John Harbaugh ain't the coach we think he is. When you got a defense shutting everybody out, it ain't real hard to be a good coach.
Right.
And when you got a player who's a combination Cam Newton, Michael Vick, he got Cam Newton arm and Michael Vick legs. It's kind of hard to defend that the first time you see it.
Right. And then the word on the street is like, you know, in the games that he played in, the big spotlight games, you know what I mean? He ain't really came through. So we'll see, man. I hope he do well. You know what I mean? Shit. I hope he don't do well against my team, but everybody do well.
Well, everybody doing well against your team these days.
So, that's my 2 cents, man.
It's a fight to get on the bus. When Dallas come to town, it's a fight to get on the bus. Hurry up, get to the stadium. Hurry up. They're gonna leave.
Don't be fooled if we pull off this upset this weekend.
Boy, you got to be kidding.
Alright.
And the half of Riri quarterback ain't even playing. The full Riri playing this week. Your man got the boo-boo.
Yeah. So we got Cooper Rush or this other cat Gilbert that might be starting. So
Boy,
we'll see.
They need to get D-Grade on the phone.
Yeah, we be running. Hey, get me on the phone. Give me nothing. We running nothing but wishbone option the whole damn game.
They need to start running that shit tonight. Barry Switzer's still alive. See if he doing something.
Put Zeke back there and run a Wildcat.
Something, because these quarterbacks ain't worth 1,000 cookies in Dallas. Hey man, did anybody start cooking falafel?
Falafel. Oh man.
Man, it smells like falafel and chicken shawarma up in here.
You know what? I'm here to knock some 40 ounces out of the greatest and come on here and talk to them.
Oh, that's Deacon Dale. I knew there was some falafel in the building.
Oh,
Deacon Allah Abdel Nabi Dale.
Hey, P-Gang, do y'all remember Deacon Dale's show beginning up the year that the Ravens was going to go 15-1?
Well, we're going 14-2, right? Is that what you want?
Hey, y'all gonna get right on this. I'm gonna tell you something great. Coming from the inside, everybody that don't know if you don't really follow the Ravens. If you watch this season versus last season, what they doing in smart defense do it. He was hitting Andrews all, Andrews was number one receiver last year. Right. Now they covering that up. That's why you ain't really peep out of it. Now he's working with, now this Lamar Jackson. He's made some mistakes like that pick six. That was a mistake, big mistake. You can't turn the ball over in that situation. But the problem is, I think the coach has always been an issue with Baltimore. But what happened was Lamar Jackson saved Harbaugh's job. That year he came in to replace Flacco and won 8 games straight. Harbaugh was supposed to have been 5 years. And then Harbaugh was supposed to have been 5 Super Bowl years that the Ravens went on a winning streak when Ray Lewis retired. So the issue is Harbaugh can't coach, if you notice. There was no adjustment made. They really beat the Steelers as far as yardage and everything. They dominated the time of possession, but could not, when it was time to make changes or call plays, it was, third and, anything over 3rd and 5, defenses are lighting us up because we don't have a receiver at 4 receiver. Yep. That last play in the game, there was a play of Boykin actually was open, but it's like the play was designed to go right to Willie Snead. Why the fuck are you throwing to Willie Snead? Well, everybody was field. So that's why I said.
So are you calling up Dan? You calling up Dan off the practice squad to come off and help you out, or what's up?
I'm gonna tell you, yeah, you got to. I think that Dan is fine. I think Dan's got to get in football shape, or football, whatever. But they have to have somebody on that field. And I like the young boy, Marquise Brown. Well, Marquise Brown is not number one. And he can get open. He complains about targets, but look, if you were defense, even the Dallas defense will know, okay, I take away the tight end. I take away Brown. Who you got? And I think they should have got AP and they should have got another receiver now. This ain't on Lamar. Lamar can play better, but when Lamar breaks out, he makes plays, he puts them in a position to win. The defense is coming along better as well. But you got to get that man some coaching. He needs a coach. I would love to have Mike Tomlin or another type of that coach there that would really work with Lamar Jackson. I don't see his Harbaugh ain't. You think Harbaugh coaching up anybody?
Is he you guys' offensive coordinator?
Now this is the thing. Offensive coordinator, I think, designed that whole offense that made them great and won all them games last year. And to me, the offense fits Lamar, but it's not. I don't think the personnel is it. I don't think the offensive coordinator is really in charge of that. But I just think.
Well, I'm hearing like the play calling and the scheme and
yeah. You know what I'm telling you. Some of the plays are stupid. There was some tight plays where we was third and 2 or 4th or whatever. And then you got Gus Edwards in the back. Or you got the other young boys. Lamar Jackson don't need to run all the time. And then all defenses are ready for that little, sometimes for that little option bullshit. It works in some situations, but if it's
play option, rookie, whatever.
Yeah. But if it's like everybody, even you at home got your little down Cowboy jersey on ready to stop that play because you know it's coming. You got your little Leon Lex. You got your little Leon Lex.
I feel you. Okay, hey, Abi, fall back. No, all right. I'm not desperate. I'm not disrespecting Lamar. I'm just saying he ain't got to. He's been exposed a little bit, so I guess coaching will get him to the next level he needs to do. Then again, he might need to just start doing shit on his own like he has been doing. You feel me? So, I don't know.
I'm not saying this, I just call up because a lot of people don't know what really is going on in Baltimore. If you put 11 players on the field, a lot of times the difference between good teams and great teams is coaching. honestly, it's something Houston has been missing, but the Cats been winning games. You can't sign a coach and he's 14-2. It just don't work like that.
You can in Chicago.
Well, I mean, that's Chicago, man. I mean, that's what
They fired a 10-6 coach who quarterback missed 8 games.
First of all, you're not black either. You're not gonna fire him. But that's what to me, like, they had that game. That was bad. Even after you turn over pick six, a fumble, you play like pretty much the worst you can play. You still got a chance to win. That's just, you gotta look at that too. You gotta see something, and then that dumb pull. You look at that penalty yardage, that's undisciplined team too.
Facts.
And the Ravens have always been like that, even with the Ray Lewis and the Ed Reed. The team ran the team. It wasn't the coach. It was a mutiny the year they won Super Bowl. A real mutiny between the team and Harvard.
Yeah, I've been hearing it for years.
I can't. Hey, the greatest made me hot. Maybe come on. No, I think you're mad because you haven't been winning this page lately. That's a whole nother story. Hey, fellas, I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna listen to the rest of my excuses for the Ravens, but I'm gone.
All right, see you later, D. Great. Thanks for calling in, man. Thanks for calling in, good brother.
I didn't say what's up to you. I wish you got over here not 40 out of his hand. But what's up, Joe? What's up, Big Illinois? What's going on, man?
Luckily, I had the app up when you said you was calling in. Otherwise, we would not be able to understand.
As a matter of fact, but you know what though, Dale, what you're saying about Andrews is absolutely correct because HRap don't like when me and Joe bring this up.
Yeah,
I got Lamar.
Let's see.
And Andrews on my fantasy team. Andrews was like one of the number one tight ends in fantasy last year. This year he's like at the bottom.
No, I didn't say I didn't like when y'all bring up fantasy. I said don't talk about your team because don't nobody care about your team.
Hey man, I can't disrespect my team like that, man. But yeah, but all seriously, so I understand what you mean as far as teams are taking away that first option, which is the tight end, for a lot of scrambling quarterbacks. And here's the thing, you still talking about a 5-2 team. I mean, we not talking about a team that's struggling. I just think they got some, they both the defense, but in a big time game, like I said, we don't have a lot of big time games left. You don't know what you need. If you look at our schedule, we got the Steelers again, Browns, but we play a stretch. We play the Cowboys, the Jaguars, the Giants, the Bengals. So we're gonna be there in the end. But I think to me, they should have went out and got a big time receiver. Now I see what Dez would do, but if you give Lamar the weapons, in fact, the offensive line is big up, man. You gotta shoot. They lost their I'm sorry, again, man. I came in here talking about the Ravens. This last one about the Ravens.
Oh no, we were on the Ravens.
That's the deal thing. Yeah. But anyway, welcome to the 7-Eleven owner show.
You got it, Haji. Hey, how's Johnny Quest doing?
Wow. You better turn on hot dogs, boy. You better turn on hot dogs. Put the lift machines ready, boy. Ready.
And we got the rotating thing, man.
But yeah, that's what I said, man. Just watch what you're gonna start seeing because I just think they take it away when you're a quarterback in the NFL. You come out there hot and start taking that stuff away. You got to go somewhere else. And Andrew, like he's walking out there, he got a lot of passes to his heart as well. And there's a different pressure, man. When you sneak up on the lead, is one thing, but when they you put you in prime. They put you in the limelight. It's hard to even you got to produce. And I don't think you don't have the weapons. That's my opinion.
I don't think y'all got the leadership too, because y'all got the weapons. When you got the leadership holds your players' feet to the fire properly, and they won't lax. Mike Tomlin players don't lax. Belichick players don't lax. And there's a few other coaches throughout the league. They players don't slack, but this dude players slack.
And also, you look at the, like, I don't know how much of y'all watch the game, but that incident where, you know, it was going pushing and shoving, and Matt Judon got thrown out because he in contact with the official. First of all, it wasn't even that serious of a situation for somebody to act like, you know, like Judon acted. He wasn't even involved in the little practice. It's the Steelers versus the Ravens, so you know it's going to be tippy. You know, if you ever watch that's one of the most tippy division games.
Yeah.
You really should know. You should know all the players and say, look, you know it's going to be tippy. You got to keep your ear. You can't call it. Hey, you know how many 15-yard penalties you got? That changed the game. That was more. They let that play that happened. It was on third down. They get it off the field. Now they got a first down. They go after school.
You won't get no pushback from me, Dale. Like I said, after watching this game this weekend, I said, hey, nah, man. Dale and Sports and Hills and them is right. This dude needs to be run out of town and run out of town fast. I couldn't, you know, only a damn fool to be like, oh, no, it ain't the coach, because anytime there's somebody else pulling stunts like this, they call it the coach. So you got to call it the coach now.
And I'm going to give you an example. That Titans game, like last year was the year that we should have closed the deal. But it would have been tough beating KC. KC, you know, probably the best team on the field last year. But if you remember that Tennessee Titans playoff, and I was there. With you watching stuff he has done all year to get to that point, on the third or fourth and one, you want to let Lamar Jackson run up the mid like do a quarterback sneak. You can't go away from your strength. Lamar Jackson is not as quarterback sneak type.
Right.
He might, you know, get out of the pocket that way. You know, you won't do it that way. But you can't get slick and start calling dumb plays at the moment. You know, you've been doing something good. You got a 235-pound running back in the back. Use it.
As they say, dance with the girl that brung you.
Yeah. Right. It's going to be hard to get rid of him, though. Like you said, if they continue to win, like, you know, like he has the regular season wins, it's going to be very hard to say that he's going to fire him unless it's you got to, like, sorry to say it, y'all just have to fall truly flat in your face in the playoffs.
No, not necessarily. You keep losing playoff games, they'll fire you because they think you can't get over the hump.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if they can handle you, but I'm like, he was almost, when I tell you, he was out the door when they changed to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson ran off that when he first became the full starter. I think the ownership is not a super fan of him, but I think the main problem with him is he's a special teams coach, but he's not a players coach. You know, and they like, I mean, if you watch, and that's probably you want to do, y'all try to watch the interaction and see how many penalties, and there is no outrage. And I'm talking penalties, not no 5-yard penalties. I'm not talking about the holding that, you know, it happens. But I mean, those dead ball fouls that kill the drive.
Those Raider-like plays.
Right.
Because the Raiders on the talk, I mean, the Raiders have been leading the league in penalties since Al Davis took over the damn team. So it's just like, when they lead the league in penalties, the sad thing is when the Raiders lead the league in penalties, they traditionally have a 10-win season or better. But yeah, so I agree with you, man.
But like I don't, you know, again, I don't want to come in there. I had to bring another English speaking person on on the show. Great show.
Hey, I know why you're getting off the FedEx man there with your plutonium.
That's funny. Matter of fact, I want to see this real quick. You won't even believe how many yardage. You have any idea how much yardage they gave up in penalties, man? There's no way you win that game, and they almost still won it.
Right.
That young running back, what's his name? Is the Rick Dobbins. Yeah.
That's the kid out of Ohio State, right?
Yep. And that's because he got a lot of funk because Ingram was out. But he brings almost a dimension, remind me of Ray Rice a little bit.
Right. He does. I hope he's not exactly like Ray, but you know. All right, man. We finna start this speed round. You can stay on if you like, Dale. We finna start this speed. We're gonna start the speed round because we're gonna do the speed round. Then we over with. We got the Vikings and the Packers. Everybody, give me a real quick take on the Vikings Packers game. Go.
Dalvin Cook. They ran until they couldn't run no more.
Dale?
And man, that was old football. Yeah, definitely Dalvin Cook, but that Green Bay defense is not as, Green Bay team is not as good as everybody want to make them. There's some holes in there.
Totally agree with Dale.
And that's how San Francisco beat them in the playoffs.
Exactly. I totally agree with Dale. Everybody who laughed at me 2 years ago when I was on the other network, oh man, you got to adjust to this new NFL. You run the wing, you throw the score. This shit never changes. The Rams versus the Dolphins. Go.
Rams do it. Exactly.
You said what?
It's 2-6. He said the Rams beat themselves, and I'm saying exactly 2-6 that he's gonna be able to officially run a team the way he did ineffectively. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna always get the turnover the way it is. He's gonna have to throw the ball and hit the plays.
Haji?
Yeah. Oh, I agree with I agree with Joe as well, man. He's not gonna win a lot of games in the NFL like that. But then again, I think it's a mark on the Rams. The Rams are one of the teams people starting to say, but they're not on that top tier team. You can't go down Miami and lose like that. You don't do nothing.
I predicted that. I knew they were sleepwalking to that game. My man, Brian Flores, is a great defensive coordinator from the Belichick tree. Looks like he's going to be the only person from that tree that's worth it down. Jason Goff is the most ridiculously overrated quarterback in the history of damn near in the history of football because he puts up those numbers. I think we need to stop paying attention to what Tua didn't do and start looking at what Goff didn't do. Goff didn't play worth crap. Tua is a rookie. They weren't going to let him put the ball in harm's way. No way. I think he played like a rookie should. Don't blow it. We'll do it. The Bills versus the Patriots. It's the dynasty over. Talk to me.
Yep. Cam Trubisky playing.
Slow down, homie.
Man, that's how you playing. Fucking man. Yeah, it's over. You can tell. You got Belichick crying about salary cap. Man, y'all been rolling for years. It's what it is. Y'all don't have no horses. Right. Just say you having an off year and rebuild, man. Right.
What y'all failing to realize, the Patriots had the most people who sat out due to COVID. I don't think this shit is over. Bill Belichick did exactly what I said the dumbass coach in Baltimore should do. Play to your players' best skill set. They did that. And fumbles happen. This is the vaunted Buffalo Bills that everybody thought was going to be blah, blah, blah. Josh Allen overrated, and they don't want to just get a ball to Singleton. They want to keep making him look like a real quarterback, and that's why they lost to me. I don't think the dynasty's over. When this boo-boo flu is over, you get those 8 players back. Most of them were defenders, and then they'll be church. They're gonna sign Dak Prescott, and then this, as we say on the west side of Chicago, It's church on the move, ain't it, man? The Tennessee Tuxedos versus the Bungles.
Yeah, man, I like the Cincinnati team. Joe Burrow looks like he might be the real deal, right?
I'm still not cool Joe Burrow as far as I'm concerned. But again, this is another thing. There's one thing if you lose a game to, if you're a Titans have been anointed as one of the top teams in the AFC. You can't lose that game now. That's not the Steelers. That's not the Chiefs. Not the Ravens. You can't lose to no rookie quarterback. That's why I said the Titans. I think they beat Derrick Henry's the truth. You shut that passing game over. Tannehill's not. I don't want to go too long. Tannehill's not. Yeah, that's Titans is not. Stop not.
I agree with Dale fully. I said it in half week. They run the ball through Henry and don't see scoring. They just masking the incapability of Tennessee. And running game wasn't running like it's supposed to. And he couldn't get the ball to the receiver. Bengals won.
Hey man, and plus, keep in mind that big pass rush is non-existent.
I wouldn't give a damn if they had the combination Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Chicago Bear, Raven pass rush. Ryan Tannehill is a seal. You are not going to win anything with him. And he's right out the Nick Foles category. The Nick Foles playbook. If you couldn't stay the quarterback with the Miami Dolphins, you don't need to be. Now he's a backup who getting starter money. It's another case of these shows on ESPN letting these scrubs slide. These white boys who come out here scrubbing it up, and they don't want to say, if Ryan Henry ever have an off game, anytime you make Ryan Henry look like he's having a good game, they gonna lose. Because if he's not having a dominant game, they getting their ass kicked. Next game is the Aints versus the Chicago Boxers. Shout out to Williams.
Hey man, this how
I want my $100 in nickels and dimes too.
How are you a professional quarterback and you don't have any pocket pressure, man?
Because you're a professional backup quarterback.
You know your personnel, man. If the coaching is just smelling this team, and dude, why is you? I mean, go from next. I see you.
Joe Haji.
What?
Oh, my bad.
Why are you throwing off your back foot? Idiot, man. What is going on, man?
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this.
That's funny.
I'm gonna tell you what that is,
man. Anytime, to be honest with you, I laugh and joke about you, this but Sunday, man, I'm not gonna lie. I was saying to myself, dude, maybe you should put Trubisky in. There was a play when it was like 10 yards in front of this dude, man.
And he ran backward.
I'm like, what are you doing, man? And then that throw off your back foot and throw it up in the air. Dude, you don't have the personnel for that type of shit.
No one does. Haji?
I was gonna say, to me, with that defense, Chicago has a pretty adequate defense. If you put a quarterback back there that, got
Jeff Hostetler.
Like a quarterback. Y'all should win a lot of games. Y'all, Chicago should win most games. That's a game they gotta win. If you look back on that game, they're gonna tell that you lose to Bubblegum Drew Brees. Y'all gotta win it.
Facts.
That's what it's going.
Hey, his arm, the way he throw now was worse than Peyton Manning last year, man.
I told you, the boy is in the shower. He just turned the water off. What that mean? He's washed. Drew Brees, I'm glad he's getting what he's getting because Drew Brees ran. He usually run a real screen and dump off game, but in the offseason, he ran Operation Cock Block because he didn't want Teddy Bridgewater to get that job. He wanted his boy number 7 to get the job, and this what you get, sucker MC.
Hey, why wasn't Severus on the line at least seeing what New Orleans will want for James Winston?
Because he black. Cowboys versus the D greats versus the microwaves. If you don't know, that's the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Since you ain't speak last time, you go first, Joe.
The Cowboys. Where do we begin? They just out of sorts. It really shows that Dak was the glue that held that offense together. And now that that's gone, that's it. Philly got back on the road, sort of. Like you said, beating up on the Cowboys is sort of like a bye week or a practice game. So hopefully this actually propels Philly to do something more.
Haji, Illinois.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, you watch whoever quarterback right now. You should appreciate Dak Prescott a lot because right now, even with Dalton, they don't have a chance. You can't run the ball because everybody will sit in the box. Now you can't throw the ball. All that good talent outside the field is enough. I think. Even HRapB and the Halal brothers would be Cowboys right now.
Compton?
You want a great soda? hey man, I mean the Cowboys window closed up real quick, man. As far as that famed offensive line, Ronald completely gone, the Hurts retired, quarterback gone. I don't know if this Zeke is interested, but he's kind of playing with target too, man. It's going to be a long year for them.
Well, in the words of the great Pharoah Monch, life threw a brick through Dallas windows of opportunity. The Dallas Cowboys are falling apart because their ownership is porous. They care more about fame and fortune than winning. He talks a good game about winning, but again, this goes back to leadership of organization, leadership on the field. Mike McCarthy should be fired tonight. Mike McCarthy should not be allowed to coach another football game. The reason I say that is this. How are you a quarterback play calling guru and the quarterbacks are the worst motherfuckers on your team? He didn't really freak it with this nepotism with the dude who hired him getting the job at defensive coordinator, and then the dude that your brother coach getting the job as quarterback, as the backup quarterback. Every team should have a backup plan to the backup plan. That's what good teams do. The team, that offensive line is trash. And the reason they are in disarray is because they went to Smith 2 years early, gave him the money. They went to the defenders 2 years early to get them the money. All they had to do was do the exact same thing that Dak. When Tony Romo got his coat, y'all supposed to give Dak an extension, and y'all will have cap money to fill in these blanks. On the bright side, Randy Gregory is back. As long as he can stay away from the drugs, he'll be cool. DeMarcus Lawrence, they seem like they play with a little pride. But let's not forget Carson Wentz. Bum! That's all you got to say about him. Bum! But you also got another situation where the coach is coaching his game plan, not the talent. We're not gonna talk about the Broncos, the Colts and the Lions because nobody cares. We're not gonna talk about the Donkeys and Chargers because nobody cares. I got one question, then we're gonna do the pick'ems and we out. What do y'all think about the fact that the latest victim of the boo-boo flu, Trevor Lawrence, is considering staying in school to avoid the just in the season?
I think that was just talk. I doubt if he stay in school. But
Would you want to go to the Jets?
Yep.
yeah, I would, because if you be a winner in a
Thank you.
city like that,
You a god.
you be the man. Okay.
And let's not forget.
I wanted to manage the Cubs because like Dusty Baker said, if you bring the championship to Chicago, you consider God. I mean, but it didn't work out that way for Joe Madden. But you know,
But I'm with him. Joe Namath, outside of winning that Super Bowl, had a regular NFL career. And that man probably ain't bought a beer or a meal in New York since. So, hey. And besides, let's not act like the Jets just pick retarded guys every year. Every 2 or 3 years, the Jets have a real good defense, and their quarterback couldn't hit the back of a bull's ass if he was the center. So, if the Jets fool around and get the right quarterback and a coach that ain't cockeyed, they might win.
hey man, I think if they had a decent coach with Sam Darnold, they'll win a couple games, man.
Like I said, if they get a coach that ain't cockeyed, they might win. We go with the pick'ems. We got the Packers of Green Bay versus the 59ers. No Jimmy G.
No Jimmy G. No George Kittle.
So when they cornerback the third, and give me Green Bay, even though they
Green Bay.
Haji.
Yeah, I'm going with definitely Packers. Even though I think again they took such a bad loss, even though they ain't going out overall. And matter of fact, fan Fred might even call you up. He got them hands up on.
Man, hey, I got one play in me. I got I could run down on kickoff. After that, I'm good. That's all I got left for me, Dale. And it better be a touchback. Because I might not make the whole 100. Man, bro, I'll fuck around and pass out at the logo. Hey, I got the Donkeys versus the Matt Ryans. I'm a Raider fan. That is not a Bronco. That's a donkey.
I think I'm finally going to pick with Atlanta. I think I'm finally rolling with Atlanta for a week.
I'm rolling with the Falcons.
Hodge.
I guess I go with the Falcons.
It's a sweep. Everybody got the Falcons. Danger Russ versus that bum ass quarterback Josh Allen. Danger Russ Wilson versus the O.J. Simpsons.
Danger Russ.
I'm like, run. You know what, man? Rush. I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Yeah, everybody gonna be right. The Big Illinois. The Bears versus the Tuxedos.
Man, I ain't never picking the Bears again. Give me Tennessee.
I'm rolling with Tennessee. Run game gets back on track this week.
Hodge.
And they can't stop the run. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee for this time.
I'm going with the homer pick. Khalil Mack had the best game of the season. You can't stop Henry. You can only hope to contain him. And that's if you can get Tannehill to start cocking it back, he will hit at least. He'll hit Jackson, and I'm predicting Danny Trevathan with a pick 6. The Vikings, the Lions, Jalen Roses versus the RCs.
Man, I just cannot pick with the Vikings. I'm going with the Lions.
You know what, man? I'm rolling with the Vikings, man. If they continue that style of play with feeding Cook, I mean, because all year when he's been healthy, we've been killing all year.
Hodge.
I refuse to pick. I think Detroit's a mess. I'm going with Vikings.
I will go along with the RCs too. The Deacon Dales versus the Joe McGee's.
Baltimore, man.
Yeah, gotta go.
Like Dale said though, man, their schedule is real favorable the rest of the way. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not scared this week. I'm going with the Ravens, but we got 6 players that won't play, including Wall and Humphrey for that COVID stuff. Fuck, my line will go down. It ain't gonna be as easy as I think. It's a good one.
Hey, Phillip Rivers, a.k.a. Bill Murray, it will be Groundhog Day. Another dude who will be hitting a wide open linebacker and a safety. If the Ravens can keep this close, they'll win due to a Phillip Rivers interception. No need in even having this conversation about the Chiefs and the Panthers. The Bussers versus the Chief Rockers. Bussers are the Washington racial slurs.
I'm going with the Washington football team. Yep. I'm going with Washington.
I'm calling it time. It's gonna be a time.
Man, I was just, I swear to God, I said this is going to be the first time a motherfucker ever picked the tie in their predictions.
You know what, man? I'm gonna roll with the Giants, man.
I'm rolling with the racial slurs. Haji, who you got?
All right. I don't know this stuff.
Right, this is the first time. You should have an option of tie on here because I think that's going to be a tie. The Jaguars versus the Deshaun Watsons.
Houston, man. I really hope Houston wins this game. Yeah, I feel bad for the Deshaun Watsons. Yeah, I just really hope they win the game. Enough.
I think Houston will focus out. Jaguars win.
Yeah, I got Houston too.
It's gonna be a backup quarterback plan. The Houston should win this game.
You got the HRap's versus the Craigs, aka the Chargers.
Man, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. The Chargers lost another close game, 7 points last week. Even though Justin Herbert is doing his thing, they can't get out their own way. Raiders to me. Yeah. Take a Raiders.
No need in us picking this next game. Nobody in their right mind will pick the Steelers to lose to the Cowboys. The Dolphins versus the meaning quarterback game. The Dolphins versus the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Kyler Murray is the man.
The Cardinals.
My name Brian. They head coach is black. I'm going with my mama's favorite football team, the Fins. Who that? The Old Bowl. The Geritol Bowl. The Buccaneers versus another washed up ass quarterback.
I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers because I trust Tom Brady's arm just that much more than Drew Brees. It's like picking the sharpest knife in the drawer. So Tom Brady.
I'm going with the Buccaneers. Watch. I think AD gonna come out with a fire. They're gonna try to make an example. You know what? I think I'm gonna roll with the Saints, man. I think Alvin and if Thomas is back, I think they're gonna have 2 games.
I agree with the employee of the month. Even though I think he washed, I think Cam Jordan gonna wreak havoc on Bum Brady, and it's over. Bill Belichick gets his next win. Nobody's gonna lose to the Jets. 24-17 is gonna be the score. Who y'all got?
I'm going with the Patriots. Cam better not
I'm
lose.
going with Cam Trubisky.
Hey man, I really don't appreciate you disrespecting the brother like that, man. I really don't appreciate you. So man, I really appreciate you staying in, Haji. Please let the CIA know we not really with you. You just one of the homies. You know.
Yeah, man, great show, all y'all. Great show. Let me come on for a second.
All right, man. Before you go, man. Before you go, promote your show.
Everybody be cool. I catch y'all later.
Hey, Haji. Before you go, promote your show, bro.
Here you go. And got it.
Seems like Haji had to go. The CIA must have been knocking on his door tomorrow. All right, guys, pod shots, and then we gonna promote, and then we out.
All right. Well, we know what's going on tonight. I want everybody to tune in wherever you're gonna look into to get your presidential information for. After that, be safe, wash your hands, wear your mask. We got next week.
Everybody, be safe, man. If you're out there, they obviously preparing for some type of civil unrest. But everybody, be safe. Thank you for tuning in. Check out the Backyard Podcast tomorrow. HRap singing a couple of love ballads in English. But they got opportunities too.
Your mother. All right, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is HRapB. As I do every. Oh, man, my bad, Joe. Go ahead and get your pod shots, Joe. Damn, my bad. Oh no, Joe did give his pod shot.
Man, you trying to get that?
Yeah, man. I am. I was looking at the presidential race. Illinois, Biden has won already. Shout out to us. Man, thank y'all for tuning in to another End of the Bench podcast. It's always good. Shout out to our special guests, D Great and Deacon Haji Dale. Need you guys to tune in to later tonight. You got Emma, aka Rare Beauty, on right now. Then you got Mandelion and his lovely wife, Kelly Care. I always want to say that. And on Tasty Talk, aka We Acting a Fool Radio. Tomorrow afternoon, as always, in the Goody old studio, the homie D Great. Then in the evening, you got the one and only Deacon Dale, one of the dopest shows on Spreaker. The Happy Hour, according to Deacon Dale. Then you got Big Illinois, aka Big Compton, at night. And then the dopest show on Spreaker. Not one of the dopest show on Spreaker. Tune in to The Couch Potatoes, where we will be covering the last 2 episodes of Enslaved and the very first episode of, drum roll please, y'all still got a day to watch it, first episode of Fargo. We know we late, but we walking this the way we gonna walk it. We talking about Fargo. It's dope. You should have watched the first 4 seasons. If you didn't, your mother. And then it's me and D Great gonna break it down. Tune in tomorrow night. Y'all know what it is. And then Friday. It used to be to drive home before the boo-boo flu, but it's to get up off your desk and go to your couch mix by DJ Mad Knox. And it's the I'm rocking a smoking jacket with a wife beater, aka Big Illinois. Think I'm sexy, and my wife beater draws and smoking jacket show. Good tunes. Then Saturday morning, you got the Blues Club from Deacon Dale. Even though I'm not really into blues, I was listening to it last week. Pretty good. And you got Lisa Dukes on the Smooth Grooves, Pump Up the Jams. You got to flip a coin. Either one of them. Both the shows good. And then you will have me, and only me, and only me, and only me. The End of the Bench Build and Destroy segment we'll be talking about a few things. I have a special guest, Maya Garrett. She has a girls program in the DC area, the DMV area. She has a friend coming on with me. We'll be doing a live interview. Please tune in, man. She's doing great things with young women. We're going to need y'all to donate $2, $3, and whatever you can afford. Put it on the GoFundMe because this is a great cause. We need to help our sisters who helping these young sisters. For all you brothers who got daughters, nieces, little cousins, aunts, or what have you, please tune in Saturday. Support the sister who is supporting our young ladies in the DMV area. We about to today, hopefully Joe Biden wins this election. Either way, we got nation building to do. We are going to go, as my man Sinbad will say, we're going to go full tilt boogie all the way through. Oh, I forgot to say, Friday you got, Thursday you got number one Chief Rock in the afternoon. Friday you got Microwave in the morning. Be Great, Gudio Taboo, and then Raider, and then Dale, then Rocker, then Knox, then in 165 and a half hours from now, because we went into the second and 2.5 hours into this, we'll be back. 2 fingers, 1 word. I am HRapB. That is Big Illinois. That is Joe McGee, aka Joe from Houston, aka Joe from Chicago, aka Joe from Dallas. He got so many locales. He got so many AKAs. How is he a Kappa with all those AKAs? But shout out to all the background listeners. Please like, subscribe. Go to Spotify, subscribe. Go to iTunes and subscribe to Built for This Network. Please support the movement. As the great Reggie O'Shea would say, dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams. Since life without dreams flows in black and white, life with dreams flows in technicolor surround sound. I got some stuff about prostate cancer coming up. I need you to stay tuned. 2 fingers, 1 word is HRap. I am out.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, family and friends. I'm your minister of wellness. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. And I've done a 12-part series on some of the 6 of the most powerful superfoods that you must consume every single day. Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. And I want to highlight mushrooms just as another reminder to eat your mushrooms. You have to cook them, though. They contain a slight toxin called agaritine. Do not consume raw mushrooms, brothers and sisters. Today is Sunday, October 25th. We're open 2 p.m., 7 p.m. for your free health assessment. So call us 888-847-8026 for your free health assessment. 888-847-8026, 2 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Regular mushroom consumption can lead to a 17% lower risk of prostate cancer, according to a team of researchers at a school of public health in Japan. The lead author and doctoral student noted that the cancer-fighting effects of mushrooms appeared to be more significant in men aged 50 and older. Dean Ornish also showed this. Yes, Dean Ornish, he used the power of nutrition, and he's shown that even advanced prostate cancer, brothers, can be reversed. Of course, you don't want to have prostate cancer in the first place, but it can be reversed. That said, they clarified that the team did not collect information on specific mushroom species as such and did not elucidate the molecular mechanisms behind mushrooms' cancer-fighting effects, but I've already done that in the Power of the G-Bombs on my part on mushrooms. This is just a reminder. I have some very important announcements, brothers and sisters, for the last week in October. Please bear with me for a few minutes. This Saturday is your final opportunity in 2020 to hear me speak for free. To attend in person, you must RSVP at femalecastration.eventbrite.com. That's femalecastration.eventbrite.com. For everyone else, to get the link to view the private live stream, simply register your email For the daily recipes, I email Monday through Friday, including Friday desserts. That registration link is in the description box and pinned comment section, or you can visit theministerofwellness.com and a pop-up box to enter your email will appear. This is the final week I'm accepting health coaching clients in 2020. I have a few openings left in this final week, so call 888-847-8026 and book your consultation. I look forward to helping you finish 2020 on a strong note. That's 888-847-8026. Make sure you tune in this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, brothers and sisters, for my 2-hour birthday special for our Wellness Wednesday live Q&A to celebrate another year of life. I'll be giving away a special discount code for my organic Irish sea moss and immune support supplements. Make sure you're on the email list so you'll be notified of when I'm live this Wednesday. Now, I do have 24 bags of organic heavy metal tested Irish sea moss available. I could ship it out to you tomorrow for those who don't want to wait until Wednesday. Remember, you can get as many as you need for yourself and your loved ones as we approach a medical dictatorship. The ministerofwellness.com online store. That's the ministerofwellness.com online store. That's the only place you can find the Minister of Wellness approved supplements. Or you can always call 888-847-8026. That's 888-847-8026. The Minister of Wellness.com. To see if mushrooms are potent against prostate cancer, that's the second most common cancer among older men. The team looked at data of 36,000 men between the ages of 40 and 79 for a period of 13.2 years. Each participant had been a part of a cohort study in 1990 and 1994. Upon analysis of the pooled data from both cohorts, they found that 3.3% of the participants had incidence of prostate cancer based on responses from the questionnaire regarding their medical histories and their eating, smoking, and drinking habits. It also appeared that mushroom consumption is inversely related to incident prostate cancer. In particular, participants who ate regular mushrooms once or twice a week had an 8% lower risk of prostate cancer. Those who ate mushrooms more than 3 times a week, that jumped up to an incredible 17%. These are lives, brothers and sisters, being affected by just one of the medicine foods of God. Remember, when I do these videos, remember the insane pea-brain food zombies always whine and complain that cry that there's nothing to eat and that I'm telling them just to eat grass or the air. And now we have some of them fools are seeping onto my channel and trying to leave those type of ridiculous, toxic commentary on my social media pages. And that will absolutely not be allowed. And moderators don't allow that either. Furthermore, they noted that the effects have been especially pronounced in men aged 50 or older, or men whose diets consisted of low vegetable and fruit intake, behind meat and dairy. So the worse of a eating style you have, the more effects they see when you introduce the medicine foods of God. But again, they were unable to collect information on what specific mushroom species were involved, so they could not specify, but it's all of them. It's all of them. Even the cheap white button mushrooms are excellent at protecting against cancer. Japan has one of the longest life expectancies on Earth. For the most part, scientists speculate that this might be attributed to the long list of health foods and ingredients that are staples in their cuisine. For instance, mushrooms are a hallmark in the traditional Japanese diet and is a key to their longevity. It's one of the most popular ingredients in Japan. Mushrooms and fungi, either fresh or dried, are often used in other East Asian cuisines too, including China and Korea. Numerous mushroom species are common ingredients in herbal remedies used in traditional Chinese medicine and other ancient forms of medicine. For this reason, it should come as no surprise that mushrooms are fast becoming a topic of interest in modern science. You have the reishi mushrooms, the shiitake mushrooms. They're potent, not only for cancer, but blood pressure, bronchitis, diabetes. Yes, there are also reports of reishi being utilized as a cancer-fighting substance. In fact, a recent article published in the journal Anti-Cancer Agents in Medicinal Chemistry found that reishi can stimulate immune cells such as macrophages, dendritic cells, and natural killer cells to help them rid of pathogens, carcinogens, cancer cells, and other harmful biological agents that can lead to chronic conditions. Test tube trials also demonstrated that reishi is capable of inhibiting the proliferation of mouse skin cancer cells in human bladder and breast cancer cells. Other medicinal mushrooms and fungi purported to possess anti-cancer properties include shiitake, and there are many other medicinal mushrooms. Eat a variety of them, brothers and sisters. This should be the primary information given to people battling all cancers. That's another segment in Let Food Be Thy Medicine. Medicine be our food. It's time to grow our own food. And we have some great tools out there that can help you. And in a time like this, brothers and sisters, it is critically important that you invest in devices that can help you grow food, even if it has to be indoors.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Cooksey, and I am founder of Vested Urban Farms. Now more than ever, we have got to take our healthy back. And growing your own fresh fruits, vegetables, herbs, and flowers is a great way to do that. I'm inviting you to learn more about Tower Gardens. You can grow indoors or outdoors year-round. Tower Gardens are great for families, singles, and kids love them. Contact me today so that we can start growing together.
I've got to keep pushing. I've got to keep going up.
Subscribe, hit that notification bell, like and share this video to keep up with information on the powerful medicine foods of God and other important news. The ministerofwellness.com online store. I do have a mushroom extract supplement, the Immune Biotech. You can go there and get that, especially for those who have children or you have an aversion to the taste of actual mushrooms, and that's a great substitute. The Immune Biotech, an extraction of 10 different mushrooms. The ministerofwellness.com online store. Of course, I have a variety of other powerful supplements. You can only find the Minister of Wellness labeled and approved supplements on my online store. Also, my books and DVDs, the ministerofwellness.com. 888-847-8026. You need help placing an order. 888-847-8026. Don't forget to call in for your free health assessment. Join our Facebook group. I can be healthy. I will be healthy. I must be healthy. Just search for that on Facebook and join our online community. I'm also on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find me on all social media pages. The more you follow me, the better. The Minister of Wellness. theministerofwellness.com/give. That's the official donation page for Ministry of Wellness, Inc. Please go there and make a tax-deductible donation to help me promote this truth so it can continue to reach and save lives just as you are being saved by the information. Always to donate listed on my official donation page. Also check the description box and pinned comment section. May the Most High richly bless all those who answer the much needed call to give. Eat your G-bombs. Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. The medicine foods of God.
We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.